On June 30th, 2011, 27-year-old Lauren Giddings is reported missing, but she had already disappeared 4 days earlier. She had just graduated from law school and was preparing to take the bar exam and become a defense attorney, but just days after her final exam, on June 26th, she suddenly went silent. No replies, no texts, no social media, and not an answer at her door. The events that will follow after will haunt the city of Macon forever. Lauren had attended her sister's wedding and told her family that she would be studying for the bar exam non-stop, but when she did not answer text for days, her sister realized that all was not okay. On June 29th, she reached out to Lauren's friends, who also confirmed that they had not heard from nor seen Lauren in days. Her car was still parked in the lot. Her friends decided to search her apartment. Lauren kept a spare key in a white vase on a table outside her door. This key was what her friends used to get into her apartment. Strangely, her ID and keys, including other important stuff that people take with them when they might be traveling, were still inside her apartment. Lauren's father came to speak to the police and an official missing persons report was filed. Police began interviewing everyone who lived in the apartment complex that Lauren did, and within just 12 hours of investigation, police would have their prime suspect. Ashley, one of Lauren's friends, gave an account of the last time she saw Lauren.
When was the last time you've actually physically seen her?
It would be early Saturday morning. We went out to the bar, and she came back to my boyfriend's place to stay for the evening.
Did you see Lauren when you woke up that morning?
No.
Do you have a key to her apartment, or did you know where she hides the key?
I knew where she hides the key.
And did you go inside her apartment?
Yes, last night.
And did everything appear to be undisturbed last night?
Yes.
Detectives also spoke with Lauren's direct neighbor, Stephen McDaniel.
How long have you lived next to Lauren?
Since I started law school back in, it'd be August of '08, I think.
When was the last time you think you seen Lauren?
It was either last week or the week before that.
Okay. Is there anything that you could tell me today or add to your statement that could help me locate Lauren?
I can't think of anything.
Stephen McDaniel and Lauren Giddings were former classmates at Mercer University. It was only necessary that the detectives would question the missing girl's direct neighbor.
I asked you to come down here today because you're Lauren's next door neighbor, right?
Yeah.
And you told me in your statement that you've been home all week, right? All weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody come and stay, visit you while you were at home?
No.
You didn't have no friends over?
Mm-mm.
Anybody see you this weekend that you've been home?
I don't know.
I had asked you in your statement because I've asked everyone that lives in that apartment complex if it would be all right for us to search their apartment, give me consent to search.
Yeah.
I'm asking that I would be there and that no one's going to search your apartment without you being present, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in your statement, you stated that you didn't want me to do that.
I've got several firearms that I own, and I don't want other people.
Well, how many firearms do you have?
I've got a semi-automatic rifle, and then I've got 2 handguns as well.
Well, you understand that we're trying to locate Lauren. She's missing. And you stated that you're willing to do anything to help me.
If I can help, I will, but...
By helping me, I've asked everyone there, and everyone in the apartment complex has agreed, except you.
It's the lawyer in me, I suppose. I mean, what can I say? I just needed to know the reasoning behind you not doing it. You just are worried that I'm going to mess with your firearms if you're standing there? No,
I'm always just protective of my space.
Did you hurt your nose or something?
Where?
The red mark on your nose right there. How'd you get that red mark on your nose?
Is it a mirror?
Yeah, well, I'll show you. How'd you get this mark down here on your chin?
Place I've been picking at.
So you don't want me looking in your apartment at all?
Stephen finally agreed to have his apartment checked. Detectives did not find any sign of Lauren in his apartment. Following this, Stephen was then interviewed by a reporter who asked him about Lauren.
Was living there?
Yeah, Lauren was my neighbor. We're just trying to find out where she is at this point. I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I mean, the last time anyone heard from her was an email that she sent out, and no one's heard from her since.
Did you see her hang out with anyone at the time, anything like that?
I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I haven't seen anything. I mean, you always hear noise outside, but it's just people walking by pretty much.
And she just recently graduated from Mercer?
Yeah, she and I were both JD students. We graduated back in May.
What kind of person was she? I mean, what did you see her?
I mean, she's as nice as can be. I mean, very personable, very much a people person.
Do you know anybody any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, we don't know where she is. I mean, the only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her. Because we went over. One of her friends had a key. We went inside and tried to see if there was anything amiss, but she had a door jamb that was sitting right by it, so there was no sign that anyone broke in. The door was locked when everyone got here. We just don't know where she is.
Pay attention to Stephen's reaction when he learns that a body was discovered. You should know that before this interview, Stephen was in the dark about the discovery of a body.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of, I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's why we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
I don't know anyone that would want to hurt her. She was as nice a person as there is.
Was she moving soon? Did you know anything about her?
Yeah. She was going to be moving out today. She was supposed to move out today because someone else was going to be moving into her apartment, a new law student.
He appears to be distraught as he thinks that this is how people behave when they learn that their friend and neighbor's body has been found. But his breathing, in my opinion, seems more of a panic attack than genuine care. Stephen, following this interview, was then considered a person of interest and was taken in for questioning again. How was Lauren's body discovered? As detectives were searching Lauren's apartment, they just kept noticing a very foul odor. One of them opened a trash can, and that is when they discovered a human torso that would later be confirmed to be Lauren's. Detectives also interrogated Lauren's boyfriend, David Vandiver.
I'm asking you for your help.
Yes, sir.
This is your girlfriend.
I understand.
Okay. Because we can't find her. There's people telling me this relationship is on the rocks or not a good relationship.
When I felt the pressure of the commitment, I just kind of backed off. But that's what I've done all my life.
Violent towards her?
No, sir.
But he was not a suspect and was immediately let go. During Stephen's apartment search, even more shocking details were discovered. One of the detectives said,
"It was probably one of the hardest things to see in my law enforcement career."
He had several weapons, samurai swords, knives, but even more shocking was the child pornography discs that were discovered in his possession.
Found several weapons to be bladed weapons, firearms at Stephen McDaniel's apartment.
How many guns did you have in your apartment?
3.
And then you had that samurai sword.
Yes.
Did you have any other knives in the house?
Yes.
Also found some child pornography on one of the jump drives. It was probably one of the hardest things to see in my law enforcement career.
What do you need all these weapons for?
To have.
Why? There's a reason why. Were you molested as a child?
No.
What with the pair of underwear that was in your apartment? That was like a mask. It was cut out like a mask. You cut underwear out to look like a mask?
No.
What do you think happened to her?
I think someone took her.
You know there was a body found in the trash can next to the apartments.
Yes.
You do know that. And it's a female, white female's body. Right there. Right next to y'all's apartment. Feet within from her apartment. We don't know 100% sure it's Lauren. But we're pretty confident it is. I mean, who would do something to somebody and throw them in a trash can?
I don't know.
I'm asking for your advice or your observation. Who in your complex would do something like that? You lived over there for 3 years. Tonight's the first night I think I've ever been over there. In your expert opinion, of all your knowledge of going through law school and all that, who in that complex do I need to talk to?
I don't know.
Are you acting like this? I need to know. Why all of a sudden you're acting like this?
I don't understand.
Okay. Earlier today we sat here and talked. But now you're acting like you don't know what's going on. I mean, did something happen or something to you? I mean, why are you shutting down? Why are you not talking to me?
I don't know.
You don't know? Are you scared?
No.
I mean, you're not scared, are you?
No.
'Cause you're all over the news. You sure stood out there and ran your mouth to the news media. But now you're gonna get out here and you don't know. You know. You're just a sorry piece of shit.
Another detective is brought in to try and get Stephen to say something else except, I don't know.
Why would you not be honest with me?
I am being honest.
Stephen, it just doesn't feel like it, buddy. You know, I get the sense that there's something weighing heavy on your heart right now. And it's breaking you down. And you feel bad about it. I can tell you haven't slept much, have you, in the last few days, have you?
No.
Like something's weighing on your mind, ain't it?
We were looking for Lauren.
You started looking for Lauren yesterday.
Yes.
But you haven't slept in several days, have you?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Earlier when I talked to you, you said you hadn't slept in days, that this morning was the first time you was able to get any sleep, was this morning, for a little bit.
No.
Yes, that's what you said. That's what you told me. So I asked you, well, if you haven't been able to sleep in several days, what have you been doing, studying? And you said, yeah, studying. You don't remember that?
No.
I want you to do, I'm going to ask you this question. I want you to describe to me how you feel right now. You don't know how to answer that with a yes or no, do you?
I don't know what's going on.
Lauren's missing. This pretty little girl right here, your neighbor, she's missing.
I know.
You went looking for her last night.
Yes.
Did you hurt Lauren?
No.
Stephen, did you hurt Lauren?
No.
When is the last time you've seen Lauren alive?
Stephen's friend is also interviewed to help the detectives get a broader perspective of the whole case.
I can't recall.
I mean, if that's Lauren's, we haven't positively identified it.
But like, is it graduation? because once it was all over with, then we didn't like.
And that was in May 2014. So you hadn't seen her like around the apartment complex, coming and going, or anything like that?
No, but I would, from time to time, I would ask. I'd notice her car was either gone or in a different parking place. Actually, I kept up with them a lot because I had to always walk I had to look at everybody's car and everybody's apartment as I walked to class. So I kept up too. But I would ask him, what's Lauren doing? And, generally it were nondescript responses about, well, I think she went out of town, or I think this.
Did Stephen ever tell you, what his relationship was with Lauren? He never said that, referred to her as his girlfriend or anything. That's his neighbor and a classmate? Or?
Yeah, that was it. I didn't presume anything, and Lauren had a long-term, steady boyfriend.
What happened to Lauren?
I don't know.
You like her, don't you?
She's my friend.
Did you ever think about having sex with her?
No.
See that pretty girl right there?
Yes.
You telling me you looked at a pretty girl like that and you never once thought, ever, man, she looks good. You never thought that?
I don't understand.
Do you talk to Stephen? Email to email?
Little brief emails.
Is there anything on there discussing about Lauren?
No. There was only time he ever mentioned Lauren that other than like this, have you seen Lauren lately? Well, I would ask him that sometimes. There was this one experience where Lauren's name came up, and he said, boy, you should have been there. He said, Lauren really put on a show. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, she was so drunk. And then he described how she had been out there dancing with some other girl and had fallen, and apparently was not wearing any underwear or very skimpy underwear like they wear nowadays, and apparently flashed most of the room purely accidentally.
I understand.
And that's the only thing I've ever heard related to Lauren.
You knew that there was blood in that apartment?
No.
Yes, you did, Stephen. Yes, you did. There's blood in your apartment, Stephen. That's right. There's blood in your apartment. Stephen, this is hard, buddy. I know this is hard. And I can tell it's on you want to let it go. There's blood in your apartment, Stephen. You didn't get it all up. It didn't all come off. You scrubbed and you wiped. But we can tell that. Don't you wipe CSI? Yeah, we know it. Is there a chance? But you do admit that there's a chance that I possibly have evidence to show that you do have something to do with that body, correct?
I don't know.
You don't know? Because if I hadn't done anything, I'd say, nope, there's no way. But you say you don't know. Why is that? Why do you say you don't know? Is there a chance that maybe something's there?
No.
Why did you say you don't know?
Because I don't know.
Because you're worried about something? Maybe something that happened, that maybe something got mixed up with something and you're worried about that?
No.
Then why do you say I don't know?
Because I don't know.
How would you not know? I wanted to give you an opportunity to tell it. I wanted to be here with you to go through that process because I know you're not a monster, man. I know you're not a bad guy. You're just a hard-working student trying to pass a bar exam, ain't you?
Show me that scratch again that you showed me earlier. Was it a... What did you say happened there?
I think I scratched myself in my sleep.
Oh.
This is the only time Stephen says something more than just, I don't know. This may mean that he is acting super defensive, as those scratches look like the kind left by fingernails.
You know what's crazy? I was talking to people that he works with and everything. They talk about how he's always expresses himself.
But he don't know.
He's very talkative. Stephen, they say you're so talkative, buddy, that you're always so friendly. You stop in and say hello, and you talk. Why is it that you're acting so short with us tonight? If you have all this character and personality about you, why is it that everything that we get from you is yes, no, or I don't know?
I don't know.
Stephen.
I'm not lying.
Yes, you are lying. How long do you continue to do it? She's got a mother and a father and a family out there that is sick over everything. Where's their little girl, Stephen?
I don't know.
Stephen, you know. Where?
I don't know.
Stephen. You're going to look at this right here, this little girl right here, and you're going to say you don't know? I know you know.
I don't know.
Yes, you know. What are you going to say tomorrow when I say we got your hair with the body? What are you going to say to me then? Because you know, like I go like that. Look at my hair. That's how easy it falls out. Look at all that on your head. You don't think none fell out? It did. It did, Stephen. We just wanted to give you an opportunity to tell it, so you didn't look like a monster at the end. Because you know what? I don't believe that you're a monster, Stephen. I believe that you're a good guy. You've been picked on. Girls didn't show you the respect that you deserved. You did something stupid, and I believe you feel bad about it. And that's why you're all freaked out right now. But I'm giving you the opportunity to get right. I'm giving you an opportunity to show everybody you're not a monster, that you feel bad about what happened. Your hair is there, man. Your hair is there. We got your hair with the body. How's that, Stephen?
I don't know.
Yes, you do know. Yes, you do know, Stephen. You did, buddy. You hurt her, Stephen.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Why won't you tell me, Stephen?
I didn't do it.
I'm gonna take this with me. You don't deserve to look at it. Just stay right here, okay?
Okay.
I appreciate all your cooperation tonight, okay?
Okay.
Stephen was arrested that night and taken to jail. It would later emerge that Stephen would always love to talk about committing a perfect murder.
Mr. McDaniel was always wanting to talk to people about was committing a perfect murder. He would ask that question to people, and then he would stop them and tell them, say, no, you're wrong, let me tell you why. And then he would go into his idea of a perfect murder.
It was also discovered that Stephen loved stalking Lauren and would also film her inside her apartment.
I had found a video that he had taken of surveilling her apartment, looking in the window.
He'd jerry-rig a camera on a pole and, record. He was stalking her. We know that he probably had some kind of an obsession with her.
You used to watch her come in and out of her apartment, didn't you?
No.
Didn't you just tell me that y'all were friends?
Yes.
But you didn't pay attention to when she came in and out?
No.
Stephen, you're lying. Now you're lying.
We found a pair of her underwear in this apartment that did have DNA on it. That was her DNA.
Today you told an investigator that you were worried about us possibly finding blood in your apartment. Now, why would you be worried about that?
We all looked in Lauren's apartment.
Did you see blood?
No.
Detectives sprayed luminol in Lauren's apartment. Luminol shows blood but may not be visible to the naked eye, and a lot of it was discovered in her bathtub.
It picks up on it, gives a glow. Her apartment in the bathroom kind of lit up like a Christmas tree.
You could see some marks on the tub itself that were cuts into little striations into the enamel. It gave you a good indication that that's probably where she was dismembered.
You know that blood was there, and that's why you're worried about it.
No.
What you did to her?
I didn't do anything.
Well, that's what you say. But we know different. So, you're either way. There'll be no more video games. This is the end.
I didn't do anything.
We know you killed her. We know you put her body in the trash can. So you can sit there with that dumb look on your face. But it's over.
Stephen would then later plead guilty and would also give a detailed confession of what happened that night. He had a master key to the apartment, which he used to gain access. He got into her apartment at around 4:30 a.m. on June 26th. He walked into her bedroom and stood over her as she slept. The floor creaked and Lauren was at this very point awakened. Lauren then calmly sat up and told him to get the out. Stephen then leaped across the bed and began strangling her. At one point the two rolled over to the ground, but Stephen maintained his grip on her. She even told Stephen, "Please stop," but he continued to strangle her, eventually killing her. He then dragged her body into the bathtub and left her there. He would then come back later in the day and dismember her. Then he would throw her body parts in the school's dumpsters after wrapping her in trash bags. Stephen was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole in 2041. The rest of Lauren's body have never been discovered.